let's chat a little bit about what to wear to your branding photo session. It's kind of a very complicated question because you want to look good and you want to feel good, but also you need to make sure, and this is the most important thing, that the message your outfit is delivering in your photos is the message you want your clients to see. A lot of times, I think people default to like thinking you have to look professional for your professional headshots. And that must mean a button up, something stuffy, maybe a blazer. And I always say, unless you're a lawyer, the blazer is not necessary. There are some professions that do call for a button up, but there are a lot that just don't, especially today in 2025. There's a lot of variability about what is an acceptable wardrobe for work. Not a lot of people have like business dress codes anymore. I once worked in an office that was business casual, which I got to tell you, there was nothing casual about it. But there was an expectation of blazers and slacks. And if you are in a profession that has something like that, then figuring out what you're going to wear is a little bit easier. But if you own your own company or you work in a field that provides a service, you want to make sure that what you're wearing is going to tell the story of what people can expect when they see you. There's a few things I think you need to consider. First of all, and potentially one of the most important, is the color that you're going to wear. Please give some thought to the color psychology of it all. I know these are like, what in the world is she talking about? There are feelings that different colors evoke. White feels very clean. Red feels very urgent. Purple feels very luxe, royal, luxurious. Blue feels very calming. You can find color psychology for all of the colors of the rainbow and all of the hues that exist within that rainbow. What people see with their eyes can dictate how they feel. And so let's just say, for instance, you're a therapist. In some capacity, you provide the service of therapy for people. Red might not be the color for you because red gives that feeling of urgency, of stop. That's why you'll see it a lot on big box shopping stores, fast food chains. They're using red because they want people to identify with the need to stop and shop. But you're going to want to create a space as a therapist that feels very approachable and maybe as if the walls are down. It's a very safe space to help create that vulnerability with your patients. So wearing red might not deliver the message that you want. So knowing the colors of your brand, your logo colors, the colors of the places that you spend most of your time. By the way, if your office is green, for instance, all of your office is painted green, then even if we're not taking your branding photos in your office, you might not want to wear orange because orange is going to clash very awkwardly in a photo that is posted next to a picture from inside of your office. That orange and that green would clash and tell a certain kind of story that maybe is not the one you're going for. Before a session, I really encourage everybody to just spend a little bit of time thinking about it. What are the colors of my brand? What are my logo colors? What are the colors of the space in which I do most of my filming and my videoing and my meeting of patients and my Zoom meetings? And that will help dictate to you what you should wear. Now, let's just say, for instance, blue is the color of your company and gray is the color of your office where you do all your Zoom calls. So you know that blue fits with that color, but you hate the way blue looks on you. I am not suggesting that you need to wear blue to create the feelings of your brand in your photos. You sure don't. But you can do small things, like we could take your photos next to water. That will give the blue without you having to wear it. You could wear a necklace or bracelets or jewelry that has blue tones in it. So it's not a full blue outfit that you know is going to clash with your skin tone, but we can create those feelings within the photo. That's one of the reasons it's really important that we don't just pick a location out of the sky for your branding session. We sit together and really discuss who you are as a brand and what is the story that you want to tell your target audience. Once we dictate things like location and the branding colors, it's a lot easier to figure out what you're going to wear. If we're going to be filming in a park, for instance, we may know it's azalea season. The azaleas are going to bloom pink, white, red. if those colors don't match with your brand and the story that you want these photos to tell visually, then we might meet at that park, but at a different location, somewhere closer to some oak trees that are going to be kind of seasonless for you and tell the stronger story for your client base. That's the thing I think people forget a lot. Branding photos are not just about getting really pretty pictures of you to be able to use on your Instagram, your Facebook. They're not just about looking young and fresh and awake and all of those things. They're about teaching people who you are as a brand and who you are as an employee and who you are as a service provider. And so having photos that kind of tell that story can really mean that when people first meet you, when they first work with you, when they first reach out to you, they feel like they have an understanding of what to expect, even if you've never spoken to them about it yet. They'll see the photo, they'll get a hold of you, and then they'll learn who you are and what to expect. You're going to set all of that yourself. That's why you're really good at being a business person. That's why you need these photos, just to support you in that. Some industries lend themselves to more of a backdrop kind of headshot vibe. Some lead you to be outside, especially if you're a business based in location, tourism, something that's very specific. For instance, here in Charleston, we might want to reach out to a location that has a Charleston vibe because that's a part of what you want people to come to you for. That's a part of your brand. If your name is Coastal Garbage Works, I'm pretty sure that's not a real company, and I've just made that up. If that is a real company, I love the name. Let's just say that your name is Coastal Garbage Works. We might want to consider doing something near a marshy area or near an inlet, on the dock, because it's going to tell that story of your company, right? That's what visual storytelling is. And that's what the branding photos are. They're creating the story of who you are in your photos without you having to dictate, I am a therapist and you're going to love working with me because I'm so fun and I'm so easy to talk to and this is a totally safe space. We're going to tell that story in your photos. That's why we're not just like meeting willy-nilly with no thought in mind to what you're going to do with these photos. We're going to really dive into who you are and what we want people to know about you. Today, I actually am wearing a casual cotton overalls, a fuzzy cardigan. The thought that goes into this outfit for me is I want you to feel like I'm a safe place to sit and grab a coffee and talk about your business goals so we can make sure that your goals can be supported by the photos that we create for you. So for me, it was, I could have shown up in a professional button-up shirt, right? And given you the feeling that I am an expert at this, and I am, but I chose instead, I'm going to wear this, which is going to give a bit more of a casual, comfortable vibe, because I think sometimes getting branding photos feels very, how do I say, not serious. It is serious, but it feels a little like, ooh, strong. It's a strong feeling that you get when you're like, my branding photos are coming up. I have to make sure that I hit the right marks. I have to make sure we get the right poses. I have to make sure we get the right images. And then I have to figure out what in the world I'm going to do with them after the fact. I want you to know, look at me. I'm so relaxed. I'm so chill. I understand you. Let's casually be able to talk about it in a safe space so that we can work together to get you all the really strong professional things you need. I wouldn't show up to your session looking like this. But for this, our little chat beforehand, this is exactly how I think that you want me to show up. Maybe, hopefully that's the story I told you in choosing this outfit today. Also, I'm very comfortable, and that does factor in. That goes into that color psychology too. Maybe you love red on yourself, but it's not the right psychology for your brand. Tell me that. There's so many things we can do. Scarf, earrings. There's so many ways, standing against red azaleas while you're in a white shirt. There are so many things we can do to really support the vision you have for your company. So, is there a really clear answer? What to wear for your branding session? We're going to have to talk about it. It's not a formula. It's not something that works for everybody. Everybody's going to have a different need. And I love being able to work with you to figure out what that need is. We want to make sure that when they hire you for that speaking gig in front of 10,000 people because you're an absolute expert in your field, that the photos that they use that you've pulled from our marketing photos to advertise that tell all of those attendees everything they need to know about how awesome you're going to be. I know we're going to capture that, and what you wear is just going to support that. So when we set up your session, we're going to exchange emails back and forth. Send me text messages. We're going to figure it out together because I know that what you wear is going to make you feel like $1 million.